Welcome to MPS, Major Political Shift. I'm your host, Jaquan Jersey Saunders,
It's your boy George Ravel.
It's your boy Jalil.
and this is Major Political Shift, the podcast that integrates pop culture with political awareness. So today we're going to talk about collective thought. You know, that's a real interesting topic amongst the black culture. As people may know, and as we all know, black experience is not monolithic. So we want to be able to at least come to a common core as to like what we all believe in, what we all value, and what we all know to be our history. Dig what I'm saying? So before we dive deep into the conversation, I just want to go around the room and like see how people weekend was, the current events which I've been up to, what y'all got to look forward to, things like that.
Uh, I guess my weekend well. I mean, it's just another weekend for me. Life going good, you know, just living life, I guess.
Word.
Uh, Going to work, debating if I want to quit my current job.
Word.
If you want to say that on the podcast,
I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah,
you might watch it.
I'm thinking about going to therapy. I ain't gonna lie. Like I've been thinking about this shit for a long time. Like, like niggas done experienced a lot of death in my life. Just to be 27, you feel me? I'm experiencing a lot of highs that my parents never experienced, so they can't relate to it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm first generation high school graduate, first generation college graduate. So a lot of the things that I'm experiencing, you feel me? I gotta go outside of my family group to get some advice on. So you feel me? And I also rely on my comrades as well. You dig what I'm saying? So to not burden nobody else, definitely want to see if I can go to some therapy. Uh, Not for no particular reason, just just to get my thoughts out. And you feel me? Help cope with the survivor's remorse that I experience sometimes. You dig what I'm saying?
Helps with growth. Yeah.
But interesting shit for the weekend. I was watching the Breakfast Club and they was talking about this black college invitation championship. You heard about that? The BCIC. I forget the brother's name, but on their website, it's basically a championship like the NCAA. How like all the college balls tournaments come together, like you know what I'm saying. So they doing that for the HBCUs, and on their website, I'm just looking at their website real quick. The BCIC. It's gonna be six different colleges, and it start on March 23rd. Oh, March 20th to the 23rd. 16 colleges or 16 divisions: Division One, Division Two, and Division Three teams. HBCU conference competing for the crown for the Black College Basketball Champion. So that's hard. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like we out here really doing what we want to do, creating our own lane, saying fuck having a seat at the table with the NCAA. We making our own shit. So that shit gonna be they got tickets going on. It's gonna be at the Bojangles Theater in North Carolina and shit like that. So 20th to the 23rd. Like I'll go, but it's just so short notice. Like you feel me? I'm doing my finals next week and shit like that. But that's like a 6 hour drive to North Carolina. Like and you gotta have a fucking hotel. Like you got to be out there for a weekend, my nigga. Like that shit sound like some fly. Like it's like HBCU homecoming, but like
That's different.
on steroids.
I mean, it's a good thing to support too. I mean, you got to think about it. There's a lot of black players just running the whole entire what NCAA.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
like,
Yeah. Anyway.
so
Yeah.
it's
Whether you're in the white
always
college or not, right?
yeah. So,
Yeah, that's true. What you think? You watch college ball? I felt that.
respect.
I don't watch college ball either. Uh,
Shit, I just started betting.
you started betting on college ball?
Started betting on college ball. Got a ticket in right now.
That's funny as
Probably
hell.
not gonna hit 17 leg, but you know.
17 leg is wild.
Yeah.
You put 15 cent on it to get 300.
Like $1, but it's cool.
That's
It's cool.
hilarious. That's hilarious. Word. Word. So yeah, man, we want to talk about it like a collective thought. You feel me? So like, obviously, what the first topic I want to get into is media. You feel me? Like, what all we know about media, like we consume media since we've been alive. You feel me? With music, cartoons, TV shows, sitcoms, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel like media? Like, what's their goal? Is it to indoctrinate or just entertain?
Mm. You feel like what they call it. I feel like media, not all of it, But as of right now, you see a lot of rage bait. That's what
Rage bait.
rage bait.
Okay.
So
This controversial shit to make you mad.
yeah, to make you react to something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really not as intense as what they're making it out to be. It's just they're putting controversy around it.
I agree with that. But that's
Uh,
nowadays. Like, you know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just not overall. That's not the overall concept behind it. It is entertaining. Like, everything about media isn't bad. I have a journalism degree, so I learned about media. And one thing, for example, I want to use as an example is like this is just going back. Like remember
Who?
this is just going back.
Okay.
Yeah. Like he said, who?
Who's that?
Come on, bro. Nah,
I thought he said the Asians going back.
nah.
I'm like, what?
This is just to go back. Nah. That was funny.
I'm like, yeah.
But
Go ahead.
Just to go back, like remember when Trump was coming in and he was saying like, "Oh, this fake news."
Yeah.
Me studying journalism while going through that was a whole lot of rage bait. So that put a whole lot of focus on journalism. So that's just an example of not in the same way. They're not talking about the same thing, but other concepts that are going on.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow up on that. What you think, George? Do you think media's goal is to indoctrinate? Like, I mean, you know what the word indoctrinate means.
Yeah.
But do you mean, or do you think it's just to entertain?
Yeah, I think everything backed by like money. So like
Yeah.
you gotta think about it. What draws eyes? Yeah, it could be the indoctrinate. Of course, you want to kind of have people gravitate to a certain thing if it's causing more money to be, put into the system.
Yeah.
And if you're the one that's, recording it, you're the one that's going to get that money. Um, so yeah, I mean, it could be a combination of both. I mean, to entertain using the indoctrination, um, but also, there's still some regular entertainment. Just things that you would like on a regular degular. Just maybe some I don't know, some cartoons or some sports or some regular stuff like that. But
Yeah.
there's other hidden messages behind everything.
Word, the hidden message behind everything. So I'm gonna touch on that point. I'm gonna bring it back to the journalism. So I do think media, the goal of media is to indoctrinate. Like if we see kung fu movies and stuff like that, all of the production that come out of China, what is their goal? Their goal is to show you how the Chinese is. Like, you know what I'm saying? We do kung fu, we do karate. You feel what I'm saying? We discipline. Here's a glimpse of our culture, and we hope that you accept our culture to the point where you want to visit us. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what media is. Like obviously it will have some entertaining factors, but they're essentially putting in their value system into a body of work. Like we a lot of black people are into animation or anime, not animation, but like the Japanese production of anime. Like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and shit like that. Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of these shits have their own like value system attached to it. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at back at like the media that I consume, like Keenan and Kel, you feel me? Conan Kid Next Door, you feel Ed and Eddie. You dig what I'm saying? Scooby Doo. Yeah, I was heavy into. I was Nickelodeon kid too. Like they had like actual sitcoms, and I really appreciate a sitcom because sitcoms really show you
Cartoon Network,
like trial and error of like matriculation. You know what I'm saying? So like sharing and friendship and you feel me, the talk and all those big like staples that you have as you grow up and shit like that through maturation. Like those sitcoms touch on it. You know what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form, like bullying. You feel me? Shit like that. But nowadays we don't have that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we got mostly like subscription based shit. Reality TV is going to the all time high. You feel what I'm saying? And there's a lot of blurred lines in between reality. So like we got like baddies and we got all of the shows like baddies where the objective is to just act crazy on camera and that's it. You're not selling nothing, you're not promoting nothing. But that came from Love and Hip Hop, that came from Fear Factor, that came from these game shows and shit like that, reality television, Big Brother and all that shit like that. But now it's like extremely derogatory and then like it's no plot to it. Like what am I learning from this? How are you blowing up from this? Like you know what I'm saying? People don't remember Cardi B blew up from Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? So that was a platform for her to elevate. Now we know Meatball is on two different YouTube shows, but how is she elevating? How is she going to the next level? You dig what I'm saying? Not to just put yourself out there like that, Meatball. Like we love you. You dig what I'm saying? But that's just an example. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like it is a blurred line between entertainment and indoctrination, but also entertainment and a immersive experience into someone's culture. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so that's what you do when you watch anime. Anime, you're immersing yourself in Japanese culture. That's what you do when you watch karate movies and kung fu movies. You and immersing yourself in their culture. That's what they do when they listen to rap music and listen to and watch reality TV show. They're immersing themselves in our culture, but that's not all our culture. So, like to go back
Can I?
to go back to your question. I
Mhm.
mean, go back to your statement. Does media have an obligation to tell the truth? Like, do they have to have the obligation to tell the truth when it comes to like personal stuff, depicting a race, depicting a storyline? Do they have the obligation to tell the truth? Let's go with you, G, and then you go back to you, Liv.
Depends on what type of media. You like the station or somewhere, some sort of documentary, things like that. There is some sort of obligation to spread the truth, even though it might be slightly skewed towards like someone's favoritism. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, of course, certain news stations who are more, I guess, democratic will have a different lens to look through. You know, versus, I guess, a Republican news station might, they shape it in the way that they want the viewer to actually digest the information.
right.
Um, which yeah, there's obligation there. If it's regular media, as in like these reality shows or like even a cartoon to reality, that's a vast majority. Like that's a vast majority of shows that people watch nowadays. There's no obligation. Um, you choose to watch what you want to watch.
Yeah,
So if they want to push that out there, then you choose to watch it and digest it. It's your choice. But like I said, it's not a news station. It's not somewhere you get your real information from.
yeah,
What you feel about that? Because I see you.
yeah. You was
Yeah,
itching to do. I didn't
yeah.
want to like have you just talk all the
I
time.
mean, he kind of like just filtered my view a little bit, but I think the tie kind of what both of you were saying together. Are you imagine you got somebody that sit behind a desk and they're like, you get the truth, like how they probably like being given the truth,
Mm-hmm.
and you got different media like History Channel, different things like that. They're gonna uh chop it up pretty much. So they're like, is this too boring? Is this do we want to leave that in there? So it can be that too. And then it's about think about when you go watch something. It's like how like a plot builds in the show and stuff like that. Even if it is like baddies, it still follows some type of um
The storyline,
storyline
just
telling.
the storyline.
Yeah,
They just come into the house and they
it's
automatically got
climactic.
they
It
automatically got
start it's
beef.
climactic. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
but
it's like what do you guys like? Where's the
So
competition at? What like what's the goal?
but
so it's
what
like a
I'm
hyper realism.
they chop the story up to them like, all right, they just want to see this, they want to see that, and they want to see this. Boom, 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 boom. So is they do that same thing when like um if you talk Asian culture, what are the main things that people are probably looking at from Asian culture right now? They want to on TikTok. They want to see how to make ramen videos, and you got anime, different things like that. But is that
Right.
the vast majority of their culture? It's like okay, when you flip it in reverse and you
Mm-hmm.
look at like how you got people in Japan wearing like locks now and stuff like that. They're influenced by hip hop,
Korean too.
but they don't know the vast majority of black culture. They don't know the backstory. I was just talking to my mom about that before I came
Exactly.
here today. So they
That's my
like the
point.
front facing exterior of we could probably point it out about each culture.
That's
What
my
we like
point
about
though.
each culture, even being black.
That's
You
my
know?
point though. Like
Yeah.
when Bruce Lee was here, he was the last dragon. He made those movies.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? The Green Hornet. People American culture was amazed by those fight scenes and shit like that. So like that is why kung fu and karate is so popular in America, bro. China produced that media, that propaganda.
Exactly.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you see Boys in the Hood, when you see South Central, when you see shit like that, that's promoting some type of demographic. It's promoting some type of stereotype, some type of value system that we must have amongst ourselves. You think what I'm saying? Are you agree with that shit?
Yeah. Depends on who's producing it. Cause some people just tell a story and then you got some people that's just like, oh, this gonna make some money. Let's put it up.
So in that
So
in that perspective, do they have the obligation to tell the truth? You know it's a cash. You know it's a cash grab.
it depends on why they're telling, not even who's telling it, why they're telling it.
Mm.
So I don't want to break it down to you know what I mean. If a white man tell a black person story, like he's got to have some type of ill intent behind it. It's probably gonna immediately be looked as bad, but Now he could probably really want to give a because it is white people out there like that. They want to give like a oh I probably got black friends. Let me give a real perspective.
Right.
Right.
So in this same sense, let me ask you a question. Um, as we started ingesting media, has media improved or worsened throughout the history of black media?
The all right. Real quick, I want to show you something. So like what you got in your phone right now, you absorb media through that. We all have cameras and everything, so we all can be journalists and control what media is. Too much
Not
people have
not
access to it.
journalistic media. I'm talking about the media you
What?
consume, the
Yeah.
entertainment, the media, the music, the games, the
Everybody
movies.
can make music. Everybody can do all that now.
They can.
Yeah.
So from that different from that demographic, from what
Yeah.
we've been knowing and what we know now, has the image of black people gotten worse or has it improved? Has media depict black people in a positive way or has it been denigrated?
I'm gonna let George answer that first. While I think about that.
That's why it's an overall.
Overall, all encompassing from what we was born in 97, 96 to 2025, has the image of us improved?
I'm gonna say no. It depends. Was ever like it's kind of like publicized the most, which I'm starting to notice kind of reflects with the youth. Every year it seems like the youth is getting more involved in some negative things versus the things that we trying to push people towards, like financial stability, education. Um, like now, within the recent years, you start hearing what a YN is. It's people are gravitating towards the wrong things,
Word.
and that's being publicized to the fullest extent. Which you start to see the death toll rise within the black community every year in certain boroughs, certain cities. Um, Philadelphia, for one of them, definitely since the pandemic. It lowered since the pandemic, but once again, it promoted a whole new like stigma, um, in which I can't say it as a whole. If your youth is not being influenced the right way, then it's going to lead up. It's going to trickle up. The verses trickle down because they're going to be the next ones coming up to set the example. So um, yeah, I'll say no.
Yeah, I say no too. Um, just looking at everything, like growing up, bro, I had good examples of black culture and black identity. Like watching Martin and Prince of Bel Air, and you feel what I'm saying? Like that whole demographic, like that was a huge boom in black culture and living single, like different strokes, all that shit. Like, feel what I'm saying? But now we more selective when we have a black network, Zeus, and that shit is all reality television and it's mostly fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, to what end are we going to continue to show us fighting each other? But I'm saying, to what end are we going to continue to promote this bag culture and get a bag? Like that's just you know, Sexy Red is now to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Before that, Chief Keef was outside with the big fat backwoods. Before that, niggas was smoking cigarillos. You feel what I'm saying? So like you can see how the culture shift a lot. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I'm a black man in society in my 20s. I definitely have my mix with righteousness and ratchetness. You get what I'm saying? But to a certain degree, you do have to be mindful of what you consume, but you also have to be mindful of how you portray yourself in the streets. And I feel like a lot of the times black people have lost their decorum and lost their sense of respect, especially when we go out in the streets. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Back in the day, we carried ourselves a certain way. We didn't do a certain thing. Like, we had a code of conduct. Like, kids didn't curse in front of grown people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we didn't. We just had a certain respect, and now, like George said, it's like YNs don't got no regard for nobody. Like they smoking in front of people, they cursing in front of grandmoms. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like it's like
Public
yeah, yeah. So it's like no respect. So in my opinion, the shit has gotten worse, and we haven't really combated that shit. Like yo, this is not what we want for our society. Like we continue to get like George said again. Like we know what YN is now. Like before when Migos came out, it was YRN, young rich nigga. Now it's just young nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's an age demographic. Like that shit crazy.
Yeah,
So
younger too.
so yeah, I say no.
Got a lot of debate in my mind about it. Like when I think about like what do you call that show? Because I don't even know about it. I don't even watch TV to know. But you said Zeus,
Zeus
like bad.
Network,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember hearing
Jocelyn
about it.
Hernandez got a show on
Yeah.
there.
Um,
The
said
nigga from Real Chance of Love, he got a show on there.
you said bad girls club. Or whatever the latest one is.
Baddies.
Yeah, baddies, whatever. That's I mean, when I think about that, I can say like yeah, it got worse. But I don't know because it's hard for me to view it from um a person's point of view where I'm not black because I'm black, so I subscribe to everything else is black. So I be
That's the
thinking,
only point of view I want.
yeah, I
Like
know,
you're a black person. I would have asked for a white
but
person if that was the
but
case.
hear me out. Like I don't, me saying that I don't know if it necessarily. I don't know for real. That's just my answer because I don't know. I really don't.
Why do you say you don't know? Like I feel like
I
you
don't
know, you
know.
just don't want to say no.
You know I would say it. Like, we had yeah. You know I would say it, but
No,
it's like
I feel like
I really
you
don't
just don't
know.
want to say no.
Nah, like I just don't know.
All right, so
Yeah,
now we speaking about black culture and shit.
yeah.
How would we define it? What is black culture? How do we define it? You feel what I'm saying? Is black culture exclusive to people in America, or is it a global thing?
I believe black culture became more. It says more
It's more
publicized.
publicized.
Some
So
people are
some
getting
people are getting
confused. Other
confused. Other
races they
races they
consider it more
consider it
urban
more
culture.
urban culture.
The lingo. You know, you find people who are
Find
not
people
black speaking
who are
black.
speaking
Black,
black,
as in
as in
the
the
ebonics,
ebonics, the
certain ways
certain ways of
your cadence,
cadence, the
certain
way
ways you
you
actually present your
actually present
words.
your words.
Um,
Um,
which
which
the
that's
mix with
the
black
mix with
culture has
black
been
culture
so
has been so
publicized that
publicized
it's
that
becoming
it's
an
becoming
urban
an
thing.
urban thing.
Um,
It's
It's
contagious.
contagious.
very contagious.
Very
I mean,
Yeah.
contagious.
once
I
again,
mean, once again, it sounds very. It's hard for somebody not to hear something that a black person probably came up with and be like, all right, that's probably catchy. Like you ever catch yourself saying something cool one day and you be like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's how. Yeah,
it was
yeah,
the rapper bull. Yeah,
yeah.
forget his name. My Jada die.
My job, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
I
just
just started.
comes to
You
you
just started.
naturally.
I forgot.
Like
I don't even know name. I
it's
don't
just
even know Cuz
contagious.
name, but his lingo is crazy. Yeah.
But it just sound catchy or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So let's So
Yeah.
like, what is black culture? What are some things you think about when you think about black culture? And then like, who has the rights to it? Like, is it exclusively black? Is it
The thing
is
about
it? I
it,
mean, exclusively American? Is it like a global thing? Like for me, black culture is simple. You feel me? Like, yes, I think George had a great point when he said some people confuse black culture with urban culture, but that's not necessarily black culture. Black culture does have some resonance with struggle and some symbol some like close relationship with struggle and resilience. You dig what I'm saying? But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be poor or experience struggle to be black or be a part of black culture. Black culture is like the cookout. Like regardless if you poor, rich, middle class, it's gonna be a cookout. You're gonna experience a cookout. You're gonna go to a cookout. You're gonna know the dynamics of the cookout, being a spades being played, potato salads being made, uncles on the grill, things like that. You feel what I'm saying? Hip hop in all its shape and form, like for the music, the fashion, like you feel the attitude, like that is black culture. You feel what I'm saying? Like innovation and creativity is black culture. Like you see that shit throughout the history of jazz and the blues and the inventions that we did throughout the years, like the gas mask and the traffic light and the refrigerated truck and shit like that. These are exclusively black American inventions. You get what I'm saying? That the world benefit from. So black culture is extensive, but I also think black culture is not just American culture. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like black culture is also reggaeton and dancehall. Black culture is also capoeira and the Haitian Revolution and shit like that. Like, black culture is all encompassing. You feel what I'm saying?
I know
But
you say
that's a
that,
me
but with the
things.
people that came up with that say that,
People came up with who?
like the different things you just said, like reggae and Brazilian jiu jitsu and stuff like that. Like,
I think if you go to that country asking people are they black, they say yes.
I wouldn't even have an answer to that because I have never went there and asked them that.
I know for a fact Jamaicans think they thought that they
Yeah, Jamaicans is one thing. I'm
Haitians,
thinking when you go there,
Brazilians,
in Brazil,
Brazilians, yeah,
I've never interacted with black Brazilians.
they got various
Yeah.
races. They got
I know.
mulattoes and Octoons,
They're the
and
second.
they got various degrees of black. But that is also the
Yeah.
largest population of Africans outside of Africa. Brazil.
I was going to say that.
So it's like they
Salvador Bahia.
they know what they are. You feel what I'm saying? And it's black people in every different nationality. So you could be black and American, you could be black and Dominican, you could be white and Dominican.
Everything you just said, I just had a conversation with my mom about today. That's the funniest part.
That's good. So you perfectly informed.
Bro,
My nigga, give me some insight. What's going on? Define black culture for me. You dig what I'm saying? And who has the rights? And
You already said what I just.
What'd you
But
say?
it's like like exactly what you just said. I was like, yo, people think when like you think of like black, it's just they forget about everybody was slaves. I'm not gonna say I think we do sometimes too. Like even
not everybody, but you're saying like everybody a part of the diaspora.
Yeah, like
was
you
a part
got
of the
Motor to America and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I agree.
A lot of that stuff.
They are cousins. They just happen to speak Portuguese, or they just happen to speak Spanish or patois.
They know their lineage.
Yeah,
that's the difference between us. Okay. So that's why they kind of like a separation too.
Okay.
But it's not that we wouldn't claim them or they probably wouldn't claim us. They probably would hang out with us if we was here, you know.
You're getting off topic a little bit, Lil.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to.
I want to agree. I want to see if we could agree on certain topics. Like what I said, you said you agree on it, right? Yeah. Like these things that I said is black culture. You say yes.
Yeah, but I'm not trying. You want me to expand more?
No, I want you to say what you think so that we can agree on something. So you say that yes, we agree on that. What I said to hip hop, to innovation, to creativity, to the struggle and resilience. That's all a part of black culture. Who has the rights to it? Is it just us or is it a global thing? Is it just Americans or is it a global thing? Because I see people get upset when they see Africans wear grills and they got the chains on and shit like that. Not to say that they out here assimilating or trying to be American black. They still speak their own language. They just got a swag to them that is maybe more Americanized than Europeanized or Africanized, whatever the case may be. Like I see some people get offended with that. Like, bro, they still black. You know what I'm saying? But they don't see it like that. What would you have that same opposition? Or would you say like they black, like you feel me? As long as they not appropriating or doing any weird shit to like discredit us.
Depends person to person.
What is all this situational shit? You're gonna know principles and say like this is where I stand regardless of who you are. Like you can't have just a
because if you grew up around that, I'm not gonna try and strip it from you. But if you go over here, like you come over here and you don't really rock with black people like that, like how some people that come from Africa are, like black Americans, I mean, then of course, like, why don't be like, why? I don't want to see you like mock our culture then. Don't be a part of it. That's why I said it's kind of...
Yeah. Mocking is a strong word, but like, say, Burna Boy, for example. Like, Burna Boy wear chains. Burna Boy has grills. Is he mocking the culture? No. Burna Boy speaks his own language. He's from Ghana. He speaks the Yoruba language in his music. Like, you feel what I'm saying? That's not really mocking the culture.
Yeah, I'm not saying he is. That's why I said it's situation.
But why would it be situational? Why can't it just be like, if you just tell a person I don't fuck with it, like you just said earlier, if you not of black culture, you didn't come here, you trying to mock it, I don't fuck with you. Why not just say that?
Because they don't always claim us.
I'm saying, but why not just say that though? Like, why not just say like, if you fall in this category, no.
Because I said it's circumstantial. Nothing is just black and white all the time.
Nothing is black and white all the time, but we gotta have principles though, bro. We gotta be able to say that this is what I fuck with, this is what I don't fuck with.
I want you to say like,
I know what he want me to say.
From your own perspective, what do you feel?
That's my own perspective.
What is this?
If I gave you a yes or no,
if you got a white shirt on, maybe
if
not.
I gave you the answer,
like that's different.
If I gave you the answer the way you wanted the answer, there's
no answer.
Really,
no, it's like sometimes yes, sometimes no.
If I gave him the answer he wanted the way you wanted the answer,
no, your answer is not really an answer, bro. You're saying sometimes yeah and sometimes no. I want you to tell me why yes and why no. That's what I like. That's not telling me. You didn't.
Because I just said if you feel like we should, like you don't. If you don't rock with us like that, we just shouldn't rock with you like that. And that's to person more so.
But that's a blanket statement for anybody. Like anybody can fall under that category. That's not really a specific African culture.
That's an easier way to put it for me.
So that doesn't answer my question about does black culture, is it exclusively American or is it exclusively
it's not
global?
All right, it's
like that doesn't answer my question. You know what I'm saying?
It's global.
It's global. It's global. So everybody has the right to black culture. That's black.
If we going based off the if you what you consider global, yeah,
Everybody has the right to black culture. That's black. I'm not saying Chinese people have the right to black culture. I'm not
yeah, you
saying
black, you got
I'm
a
not
right to
saying
black
Indians
culture.
do. I'm saying black people across the globe.
If you
Are you
got
saying Black American
I'm
culture?
saying
that's what
I'm
I'm
saying
saying.
black
Like,
culture across the globe.
So there's black cultures in different
yeah, that's
countries.
why.
There are.
Then global.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. They have the right to subscribe if it's global.
Right. That's what I would think.
There's people in Britain who got black
Grime.
culture.
They got a whole
Grime.
rap industry, just like we got a whole rap industry. That's what I'm
it's like,
saying.
yeah, it's global. It's
We gonna say they mocking us
it
now?
still goes with the
Nah, like
they
I was
rapping
coming.
their
Like,
own
I
slang.
really should have asked that question because the way you sound like you were phrasing it is like when you say, do they have a right to black culture? I'm like, do you talking about black Americans or are you just talking about
Black in general, bro.
Yeah, then if you were just talking about black American culture, then I'm like, I got my first response to it. But globally, yeah, if we gonna claim worldwide stuff that happened with other people that were brown, yeah, they got it right.
I mean, if we could be in America listening to Sean Paul and shit like that, why can't they be in the UK listening?
Oh yeah,
to,
of
you know
course.
what I'm
Okay,
saying? So
if
it's
you
like that's weird. That would be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I get what you're saying, but
That'd be double standards. Like basically, niggas want to whine and shit to reggae, but we can't rap now. Like that's crazy. Niggas want to whine to fucking
I thought
Afro
you just
beats.
talking about strictly. I mean, I don't be doing that.
You don't be doing what? You don't whine?
I mean, no, I don't do that.
You don't go dance? You don't go dance halls?
I mean, dance hall.
back in the day.
I like reggae music. I like Afro beats. I don't get down with dance hall. It's not bad, but that's just not for me.
All right, I feel you, bro. So let's talk about like how we can protect and preserve black culture. You know, I feel like gatekeeping is essential, my nigga. Fuck yeah, gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not welcome. I stand on it. Fuck out of here. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like it's a lot of bullshit going on, bro. And they just saying it's black culture. Like, you feel me? Like we condoning too much weird shit. And I'm not really a fan of it. Like, it's a lot of weird shit that we know for a fact we wouldn't condone back in the day, like snitching, this fingernail shit. Niggas got matching pocketbooks with their outfit. Niggas got matching pocketbooks with their outfit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of weird, it's aggressive ass bitches out here. But, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, what the fuck is we coming to in a society? Bitches just like coming like, nah, just give me some money in this and we could. No.
The fingernail thing?
No.
It's a little bigger than black culture. That's a whole nother thing that's going on right now.
Ain't nothing bigger than black culture.
Huh?
Ain't nothing bigger than black culture.
That's so nice to say, but you gotta think about certain things. I'm saying that's a little.
Tell me.
That everything you were just talking about. I'm not gonna get into it right now because it's the off topic. No, I'm not getting into it.
So I bring it up then, dog.
Because that's not. It can't just be black and white.
Why bring it up?
You don't want to say bigger. Maybe you want to use a different word.
Nah, I'm saying bigger.
So what's bigger than black culture? You might just say
it's just not like, oh, black people allowing that, like
say
little fingernail stuff.
Say it.
So what's bigger? I mean, you got LGBTQ. I don't know.
So that you think that culture is bigger than black culture?
You think LGBTQIA culture is bigger than black culture?
No.
What is LGBTQIA even culture? Like
this is a sensitive
No, that's
topic.
what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to get into it. He keep trying to draw at it.
No, bro, we can draw at it, bro,
No.
because they black too. I mean, the people that are black, I'm all for it, bro. Yo, if you black, you black. Like, you know, I love everybody. I love everybody.
Happening right now with that.
What's the difference? What's the situation, my nigga? Just say it. What the fuck we being like
LGBTQ?
That's what I'm different or bigger.
This is major political shift. We talking real shit, bro. Say what's on your mind. Why you beating around the bush? How the hell is it different?
It's different.
No, it is different. It is different.
I mean, how's it bigger? How's it bigger?
He just means different. That's what I'm saying.
Outside of black culture doing that. It's white people doing it. It's Asian people.
He's basing off
Okay.
He's basing off the demographic.
First man I ever seen with his fingernails painted
was not a gay
an
person.
Indian man.
Was not a gay person.
I don't know what he was.
The first person wasn't a woman. You mean the first man? The first man.
If I'm talking about LGBTQ stuff, what do you think I'm trying to say?
But I'm saying the little Yachty is not LGBTQ.
We don't know what he is.
He say it all the time. Lil Uzi say he's not LGBTQ either.
Okay.
So these niggas paint their nails all the time though, and we will say that these niggas is extra sensitive and extra zesty as well.
They're not.
You feel what I'm saying?
That do it just because they're black. I'm just saying.
I never said that, bro. We're talking specifically about the black culture because we're black.
We had Prince.
Like you feel Prince. Prince didn't have no fucking painted nails.
I know, but
you feel what I'm saying?
He was wearing heels and
but he from the 70s though. He from the 70s. Them niggas was wearing platforms and they had pressures
no.
in the 70s.
Let's just say it could have started from
yo.
No, I'm just saying though.
You don't get no passes based on the time. It's either you did it or you didn't.
Rick James wore platforms and shit like that.
It can't be circumstantial. It can't be.
I'm not being circumstantial. I'm not
saying it's the 70s.
I'm saying he came from the 70s.
It's like this. Everybody in the 70s.
It's like you're born 97.
That was the 80s.
You're born 97. You're born 97. You're born 97. No, check it. No, they was not in the 70s.
No, 70s.
It was disco. It was disco.
Yes.
How's that not
Michael Jackson and Prince was the 80s.
But you either had a disco. You either had a fro or a perm. Either or. You was like either a pimp nigga or you was like a soldier, like soul brother. Like it was like one of the two.
Okay, let's slow down. So with that being said, it was included in the culture.
It was. It was pimps. It was dealers.
But it
was pushermans.
It's kind of frowned upon now.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you that was the way of dress. That was the way of dress back then. Most people wore platforms and open shirt, taco meat showing. They wore shit like sequence suits.
We talking about Prince. Prince wore other stuff on top of it. I know what you're talking about.
But I'm saying though, bro, if you're an individual who grew up in an era and you're comfortable wearing the shit that you're wearing, and you see the times is evolving, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to still be in my era, I'm going to do what I do in my era, and I'm going to still wear the shit that I used to wear growing up. That's valid for someone who's an old head. Old heads wear all baggy shit all day. Niggas don't say they weird.
Can I ask you something?
You feel what I'm saying?
It is no way in the world you're going to wear...
That's me, though. This is me, though, bro.
Hear me out. I'm talking most people that live in
and let me get off topic a little bit too, but I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. No, you bring up Prince.
I didn't bring. He brought up.
All right, go. All right, continue. Because I really want to get to the protecting and the preserving the black culture. But go ahead, finish your point.
Back to the Prince point, you can't compare the two because I'm gonna compare it to this. Lil Uzi, you're not gonna see the average person wearing where he's walks in the street. Same thing if you go back in that time, you're not gonna go see them wearing that. So that kind of removes it from the situation that Jersey was talking about. That's more so some superstar what they be doing type stuff.
Okay.
Remove that from the whole equation.
The first time I saw a nigga with a matching pocketbook was 2017 on the college campus. My nigga D Reggie had the fucking super fly sweatsuit, super dry sweatsuit.
I really said his name.
With the fucking the matching super dry pocketbook.
Bro, what?
That shit was. I'm like, all right, bro, you fly, but that's a matching purse. He was mad at me. I would never wear a matching purse. I'm not like, come on, my nigga. Come on, my nigga. We allowing too much shit now. So how do we preserve and protect black culture? And I say gatekeeping is one of the ways we do that shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make a fucking line in the sand that say we not fucking with that. Point blank. Period. Like, I mean, like we can start to point out in particular what the things we don't fuck with. I'm pretty sure we can agree on a lot of shit. Definitely need to have some type of guidelines, my nigga. Like this shit be sounding cool. Yeah, it's all entertainment. But this shit come back to us and people look at us a certain way because of it. Bro, I really want to talk about this protecting the black culture. I already said that the gatekeeping part is you feel me? That's a perfect standard. I want to hear y'all perspective. Like I obviously telling you what I don't fuck with. We trying to like dwell on the shit we don't fuck with. Like what are some of the shit that you don't fuck with? So maybe we come to a common agreement.
Okay.
I just told you. Any of y'all.
Protecting black culture.
No, I'm saying I want to preserve black culture and protect black culture. We want to get that bullshit out of it. We want to make sure that we can tell our stories the way we want to tell our stories. How do we do that? Well, what's some of the things in black culture you don't like already though? Let's agree on that first.
The only thing I'm gonna say is that how you uphold black culture, and this is gonna partially agree with what you just said. It just has to be a certain standard. I'm not saying you can't have kids by a certain age, not getting off topic or nothing like that, but respect yourself. Respect people around you. I just feel like we don't have respect for each other or one another anymore. We put a dollar over one another, little things like that. Understand the importance of community, things like that. Community being the biggest one.
Thank you, bro.
That's valid. No, no,
You answered that beautifully.
yeah, no, literally.
And I'm being genuine.
That's the only way.
You
Oh, the
gotta
nice
start answering
way.
questions more like that.
In all honesty, I was going to lean towards the same direction, like community. I mean, it starts honestly in the household, and then that expands out to your community. So as long as you have a strong household base, those values will be uplifted throughout your community. With first for your family, then your peers, and then hopefully it can reach media instead of letting media reach it before your family and your peers do. Um,
Right.
Start in the household when you grow up. That's yeah. No, I like the way you put it. Honestly,
Yeah, that's like I said, the easiest way to do it. Like we do have to have a little bit more intentionality when we start to teach our kids certain things. Like a lot of times, I see people, parents of all creeds and ages, they just basically give up, excuse me, an iPad to their kids. Like, all right, honey, do this or put the TV on. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on, yeah, put the TV on and shit like that. So yeah, so it's all different. That leads me to my next point, my next question. You feel me? Do y'all have an allegiance to anything, anyone? Like it could be a person, a movement, or an ideology. Is there something that you hold sacred that you govern your life on or live by? For me, I'm a Pan African. You feel what I'm saying? That gives me some sorts of direction, some sorts of collective unity, and some sorts of identity as well. Firstly, I value myself, so the things that I do with my reputation in mind. So I know how people perceive me as Jaquan Jersey Saunders, and I like the way people perceive me because it aligns with who I am. So I make sure that I don't do certain things that will be out of that representation. You know what I'm saying? To make that a micro level out, I value my last name, Saunders. I do shit for the legacy of my last name. And I value my family and the shit that they instilled into me. So I make sure that I do certain things to prevail that. To macro out of that, I value the contributions that my race and my lineage have done. To be Haitian and to be American is a powerful thing. Like all of the sacrifice and victories that we encountered throughout the years, that shit is in my DNA. And that shit give me the passion, the motivation, the strength to pursue my goals. So this is some ideations and some principles that I have allegiance to. Black liberation, community, things like that, collaboration. Is there anything that you hold allegiance to?
Black culture and my friends, family. That's what I hold allegiance to. Um, I my mindset more so. I just try not to just get stuck on the past. Just try to evolve. That's the only thing I hold allegiance to. That's the only morals I really got. Like consistently. That's the only way I see to grow.
it's valid. Um, Full allegiance. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's just my family. Um, I I couldn't care what anybody else thinks in general. Never could. Never in my life. I'm gonna be me regardless. Um, and people gravitate towards me. So I'm not gonna let someone's perspective of me change me, guide me, things like that. I never cared in general. Um, so with that being said, my family comes first in my mind. Yeah, of course, I respect the black culture. I'm a part of the black culture, and I also would abide some of the rules by the black culture. But is that going to over push the way I feel about my family? No. The way people who I call my family, no. You know what I'm saying? It's not just blood, it could be water, however you want to consider whatever family is. Um, but they come first in my mind. And like I like individualism, being you. You feel me?
Mm.
I don't like that just decide anything. I don't let other people decide anything for me. Being me, I feel the best just living my life how the fuck I want to. Of course, I, me personally, yeah, I got to be successful. Me personally, I got to do something out of the box. You feel me? I got to be able to come up with some sort of way. If it's for me, I'm very entrepreneurial. I come up with different ways all the time. Um, just to get money. And since we're living, like I said, capitalistic society from the last episodes, that's my focus. Honestly, is financial freedom. I don't really care about much else. Once I get that financial freedom, I know that I can uplift my family as well. And once I uplift my family, I feel like my life would be well. Other than that, then I can probably work on the other little, I guess, microcosms, little things that I would consider important under that umbrella. But at the top, yeah, I'm gonna leave with my allegiance to my family.
That's dope. Piggyback off that, how do you think your allegiance can like be empowering, and how do you think it could be a hindrance?
Um, it kind of skews my view. Um, in terms of it being a hindrance, uh, me being an individual, or at least having allegiance to individualism, um, it skews me from getting help. You feel me? There's certain things that I know that others can instill on me, in which help in the sense that, say I need to get to the next level, I would try to figure it out my way. There's always a different way to go on about it, and I feel like if you can go a different way about it, that's you. But also, you can take things in from other people. And I had to learn that through school. Things like that. Schooling has definitely helped me with bringing things, I guess, to reality for me, and then excelling it, using it to excel forward.
Um, I feel like I just get too attached to people. Yeah, I feel like that's the only thing that like skew my view at all. Putting faith in other people.
How do your allegiance to your family, hip hop? I'm sorry, you said black culture. How can your allegiance to black culture, your family, your friends, like how can that empower you, and how can it hinder you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can hinder me because I'm breaking that down, basically saying I putting trust in people too much or
Hmm.
expecting too much out of people. Basically, it's nah. It can't always be the best for you, and I do a lot of that.
Okay. Yeah. So I think my allegiance to Pan Africanism and Black liberation, it empowers me to keep fighting and stay on my path, stay on my purpose. But it can hinder me as well because I think very politically. I think very black and white. Like Lil would say. You feel me? I have strong principles, and I can see the political dynamic of everything throughout society, education, media, banking, healthcare, things like that. So that can be a little stressing sometimes to like carry that weight or that analytical mind every time. You dig what I'm saying? So yeah, just to move on to close out, I think I want to talk about some of the black ideologies in the past and how that may have benefited. Some of you may be familiar with Booker T. Washington and W. E. Du Bois
Yeah,
position. So for those who don't know, Booker T. Washington, um, you know, phenomenal speaker, born a slave. He had a position saying that black people should definitely be the one of the leaders in manufacturing, agricultural, and basically the practical services like carpentry, brick mason, things like that. So he said by us focusing on those industries, we'll be able to create a strong economic foothold so that we'll be able to have our own independence. The white society will see us as valuable. He didn't say white society in general, but he said society as a whole will see us as valuable, and then we'll be able to have more of a political foothold on the things that we want because we'll be able to control those important sectors like manufacturing, agriculture, shit like that. On the other hand, W. E. Du Bois' position basically says that hey, we should mostly get classically trained from institutions, and the talented 10% of us should govern black affairs, and have all of the say so in what we do as a culture. And then the mass majority of us would just carry out that plan for 40 million Americans in America. 10% of that, 400,000 black people of the high echelon, the elite of the elite, will be controlling things for us. Making sure that we got simple infrastructure and things like that. What do you guys think would be the best plan, the best proposition for black liberation today? W. E. Du Bois Booker T. Washington, a mixture of the two. How would you mix the two, etc.
I mean, they're both good ideas to be honest. Probably just mix the two. But if we just gonna put it in that those, that's the barrier or the I guess I forgot the lingo I'm gonna use for it, but
Category.
category. Yeah, those are the two categories. And the Venn diagrams would be in the middle. Um, no, seriously,
No,
you
seriously,
can use both values
both
for both.
values for both.
In which to start off, you
Start
need
off, you
structure.
need
So
structure.
I guess that would be Booker T. Washington's the top ten,
Top 10.
right?
W. Du Bois. W. Du
W.
Bois.
The top ten.
The top 10.
Talented ten.
The
Talented ten.
talented
Yeah.
ten, whatever you want to see, the 400,000 people, the 10%. Use that as
Use that as
structure.
structure.
That allows you to have some sort of grounds for building upon per generation. Um, and then go into Booker T. Washington's. Once you have that grounds created, it sets a guideline for each community to actually grow upon those, I guess, those ideals. In which, at that point, you start expanding into the major, I guess, the major groups of, I don't know what you would call it. Just
Just
I don't know what they
I don't
call
know
the
what they
cat.
call the cat.
Is more or
More or
less
Industries.
less industries.
could be industries. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
I'll go with
I'll go with
industries.
industries.
Just go into those
Go into
industries
those
once those are
industries once those are
established as being
established
one
as
of the
being one of the
foundational
foundational
pathways
pathways
to make a
to
community
make a
great.
community great.
And then after that,
And then after that,
build upon
build
that.
upon
So
that.
yeah, I would
So yeah,
start
I would
with
start with
W.E.B. Du Bois, and then go into Booker T.
Go into
Washington
Washington
for long
for long
lasting.
lasting.
This way, the
This
whole
way, the whole
community is
community
uplifted
is
as one.
uplifted as one.
As the
As the
generations go on.
generations go on. I mean, of course, you gotta have a mixture of the two because no one way works. Um,
Okay.
back to what George said. I'm basically just reiterating what he said. The talented 10. That I mean, everything about that makes perfect sense. Um, don't I don't know how much to put into that because I'm not
Not well
I'm
read on their
hmm?
positions. You're not well versed on their positions. That's okay to say.
no, not even saying not well versed in their positions. I'm not never really had a position like that to consider like all right what works because like even the talented 10% is common sense as that would sound like I don't think like you know what I mean average person the average black person don't didn't have the idea to go do that when it's like hey we should be trying to take people like organize stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think the talented ten works. I think W. Du Bois position is cool, especially in 2025. That can work. We have a lot of black millionaires, black billionaires here in 2025. I think Booker T. Washington's position allows more people to elevate, right? Because then anybody can really get into those sectors of agriculture, manufacturing, plumbing, HVAC, things like that. So that's more accessible for the majority of black people. You have to be actually talented in the 10% to be a part of this W. Du Bois plan. But I think, like you said, each of those plans can work individually. America was founded upon the talented 10. You feel what I'm saying? The founding fathers were just people coming from Britain who had an idea to build this land and pour together these colonies and shit like that. The electoral college is
But
just that
you know
in
what?
and of
Can I
itself.
go back on something? Like
Let me finish my point.
got you.
Yeah. So and then also Booker T. Washington position of agriculture domination, manufacturing domination has also worked in the world as well. China is the leading force of that. They are the hub for cheap labor and cheap agriculture, and they provide that for the world. So both positions can work independently. However, I will have to agree on both of you guys. I mean, agree with both of you guys. I think the talented Tim will be a great starting point for Black America in 2025. Like I said, we have a lot of billionaires who can just jumpstart these projects. LeBron and Tiger Woods is going to get Georgia. They're going to open up three cities like W.H. Gurley did with Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Uh, um, Oprah and Tyler Perry, they're gonna get somewhere in South Carolina. They're gonna open up two cities, and then the the majority of people can go to those cities and employ them as HVACs, carpenters, mailmen, manufacturers, things like that. You feel what I'm saying? I think that'd be a great way for us to have our stronghold. But sadly, that will take at least 2 generations. Generations being 15 to 20 years. You feel what I'm saying? So it's going to take at least 2 to 3 generations for us to see that fruitful, um, the fruits of our labor. Right.
You actually just said what I was gonna say.
Okay. Awesome.
We mentioned
Oh yeah. They went to Georgia. They went to Georgia. 19 famous went to Georgia and bought a couple hundred acres and shit like that. Like you could do shit like that. Like you feel me? And that's a collective. Like that's just people. Like we in Philadelphia, the plaza, where Fresh Grocery is on Cecil B. Moore and Broad Street. That's a black owned plaza. You feel what I'm saying? And that was bought in the '60s. 60,000 black people put $10 a month for 60 months, 2.6 million to buy that joint. To buy that joint. So we can do that now. You know what I'm saying? 60,000 people, $10 a month. Equity. That's equity. In a plaza that make money now. You feel what I'm saying? So that's pretty dope.
It just takes for people to hear about more stuff like that. I believe there's still people around like that today that will still go do that. But it's just not known of. Like I feel like that should be known. And that's like right around like that's
In the
right
hood.
away, yeah.
In the hood. Yeah. And we shop there all the time. You feel what I'm saying? So I hope this was insightful for y'all. You know what I'm saying? The goal of this podcast is to create thought and to create some sort of combat with the status quo. Like we want you to be more critical. We want you to engage in these conversations that we have. Do some of your own research. Have some of these conversations with your friends and your families and your loved ones, so that we can push the narrative forward. You feel what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit that we don't like in Black culture that is exemplified, glorified, and publicized throughout the globe. So that people can see the real us, unified, strong, Black, beautiful, excellent. You feel what I'm saying? Let's stand on something collectively. Get active, get involved. It's your host, Jaquan Jersey Saunders, and this has been Major Political Shift. I'll see y'all next week.